Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Daily Bone Podcast, where we discuss all things crypto market. That includes the majors like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, meme coins, and of course, NFTs. Today, we're going to discuss the results from yesterday's FOMC meeting. Crypto pulling back a little bit there. Bitcoin looking good, though. We're going to talk about whether or not we're entering a true BNB meme coin season. And we're going to talk about whether or not a recession is imminent and how a recession could potentially affect the crypto market. GM. We got Easy. We got Clemente. We got Kix's chair here in the background. He should be on soon, but we got like a little empty chair for Kix here. How you feeling today? How you living, Clemente?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. I'm seeing everyone getting once again like excited about Donald Trump speaking. It feels like the NFT season again, where it's like, yo, big things are coming. Big announcement coming today, folks. And I think people are getting ahead of themselves a little bit. I personally think Donnie T should just chill, man. Just chill. Don't say anything for a while and just let things marinate. Let things marinate for a little while. We don't need you, big dog. Just keep doing your thing. We'll keep doing our thing, and you just keep let the Saxonator do his thing. We'll keep plowing along. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's just getting his legs as a new crypto founder. He's like coming out hot. He's like, oh, damn, I can pump price. Announcement of an announcement of announcement. Let's go. Then we get another one. Then we fire up another one. Conference here. Summit here. Let's just keep rolling them out. Price go up. Life is good. Oh, man. It's interesting to see. Kix.
What's up?
How are you feeling today?
Pretty good. How you doing, man?
I'm feeling good.
I saw you had a little Ethereum long going on.
I closed that this morning. Closed it this morning.
Closed it because of good stuff or because
I was still up at it was like a 2x. It went as high as
nice.
Up 150%, but I closed it at 2x. I think we're gonna see some chop. So I held off.
Nice.
I'm uncertain about what's happening now. I was expecting good news from the FOMC, and we got neutral news, I suppose.
Well, Jay Powell's a communist, so you can't be too surprised. They'll probably find a way to get rid of him soon.
Yeah. Speaking of longs and shorts, Easy, how are we doing on that DYDX account? Can you pull that up for us?
I have to move to Mexico real quick, so give me a couple minutes on that. We hit an ETH short. We hit an ETH short last night. Thought we were at the top of the range. So the account's all-time high, just over 7K. Feels good to be back in the seat, back at the desk, hitting some winners. So,
Well, while you pull that up, let's talk a little bit about DYDX. They have actually a new proposal for token buyback, which is interesting. Buying back DYDX token. This is a DAO proposal at this point. I'm not sure if it's going to pass or not, but essentially allocating 25% of the net protocol revenue from DYDX to do token buybacks. Interesting to see what's going to happen here. I believe they did $40-some million of net protocol revenue in 2024, in what was 50%, kind of like a down market almost. So interesting to see what's going to happen this year, what's going to happen with potential token buyback, and whether or not we see some nice price action on the DYDX token. You can check this out on their forum, dydx.forum, if you want to take a look at the buyback program and decide if there is an opportunity to enter this token potentially. Just wanted to highlight that because that was something interesting I saw when I was kind of digging around in the governance and stuff. Got to pay attention to the platforms you're using for these perps to see, hey, are there any other benefits here that you could be kind of engaging in? You over in Mexico now, Easy?
Oh, ¿cómo está, bien?
I'll tell you when I am.
You want that little fuck, what are they?
Empanada.
My Spanish words. No,
the corn one?
Yeah.
What's that one? Like the corn husk.
Yeah.
I can't think of it.
What are we doing?
Tamales. There you go. Tamales. Hot tamales.
Am I lagging, dude? I think I have some weird lag.
No, you seem all right. You seem all right. A lot to talk about today. We'll have a Kix weather report shortly. I believe I need to send you the weather report.
It's not on the sheet.
It's on the sheet, but today's Thursday.
Oh, wow, dude. You're on your game.
Yeah.
You're on your game. Are you still trading on Pullbacks at all?
We had a stream the other day. Me, Easy, and Clemente. I lost
any dingers?
I lost 2 or 3 soul. I don't even know what the Clemente was doing. I don't even know if he really bought anything. And Easy like hit the like the most absurd like winner. It was like a clear farm token with a chart that just goes up and to the right, down, up and to the right, down. It was like perfect triangles, and Easy just like managed to like also farm with the farmers in that scenario.
And nothing beats making money off of.
I hit like a
run.
4x, just like copying the farm. It was like very clearly that this was like, yeah, they're farming us. But I bought in on one of the farm cells, and then they kept farming the chart. So I was like, yeah, this is the good stuff.
You farm the farmer, dude. I mean, when it's tough out there in the streets, you got to get creative.
Because it was absolutely absurd. Was it just seed?
Do you want me to? Do you want me to do the weather report, or is Easy ready to show? Ooh, look at that 7K. Didn't you guys start with 1?
We did.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is like we can do one of these dumb things where it's like,
yeah, guys, if you join our private group with only owning 10 bodagos, we'll share with you the 7 secrets we did to unlock in 2 weeks a portfolio that went from 1K to 7K. You could barely see the dips on the chart. That's how good we are.
Yo, Kicks.
Well, there's definitely some dips, but we've been running it up.
Chill. It's no big deal, man. Chill.
If you want to trade along, you can join up at that link below. We're going to post it.
No cap. I was in the gym, PO, telling this other guy about our 7X, right? He saw me come up with the McLaren. So he's like, yo, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm fucking supersetting 315 on the deadlift. Get out of my face. He's like, whoa, bro, no. I was wondering how you got your McLaren. I said, yo, go to bodagos.com/energy, right? And he can get part of our 7-day $10,000 course in Miami. We fly you in. You get in this Airbnb. We got all the top speakers in the area. Orangey dressed as a woman shows up. We got Clemente coming in leading some exercises. Ray's going to walk you through some different tips he learned through his genetic lineage. Easy come from the top deck showing you how he was in charge of the 1 to 7K run. Anyways, please join the email, sign up in the bio, subscribe, like, save.
You were not supersetting 315. 0% chance.
The guy I talked to in the gym was in real life.
All right. Dude, yeah. Anyway, that was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that was awesome. Kicks, I found that chart that Easy bought on stream the other day. I clearly followed in at like the worst time, buy high, sell low. But look at this chart was just an absolute farm. And he like I think he sold somewhere. Yeah, it was like after the JFK papers were released, they were like theorizing seed oils. JFK. But
you know, the scammers are even struggling when they're like painting charts, like, you know, trying to get another couple hundred out.
Yeah. Easy, you have the noisiest chair. Somehow Easy comes.
I don't know, dude. Yeah, I don't know. Things just fucking. It's all over the place right now.
Yeah, more noise.
Chill. We got
that. Is that humidity in the air, dog?
We've got a bunch to talk about. Kicks, you want to take it away with this this weather report here?
Yeah, you got it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It's Thursday, March 20th. Looking over at the crypto roundup, the majors chopped on the day with Bitcoin over 85, Ethereum at 2K, and Solana at 130, off of a great day yesterday. At this week's FOMC meeting, the Fed left rates unchanged. The median forecast shows 2 rate cuts for the remainder of 2025. After the meeting, Trump called on the Fed to cut rates to ease the effects of tariffs on the economy. I'm excited for a little Jerome Powell Trump fight. They had one in 2018. We're setting up for another one in 2025. Next up, it was announced that Trump will address the Blockworks Digital Asset Summit today. This marks the first time that a sitting president has addressed a crypto conference, as Trump is expected to make a big announcement regarding the next steps in the U.S. crypto policy. Finally, BlackRock's head of digital assets stated on a Yahoo Finance panel that a United States recession would be a big catalyst for Bitcoin. Polymarket odds of recession this year currently sits at 34%. That's it for the weather report. Back to you in the studio.
Excellent weather report as always, Kicks. I kind of want to hang on the head of digital assets from BlackRock talking about how a recession is kind of like bullish Bitcoin and kind of like countering the take of the host here. It's about a 40-second video I'm going to play here, but I think it's very interesting to get like a handle on how Bitcoin could do well if there was kind of a pullback in the market and a recession in the United States. And I'm going to play it here.
So hold on.
That seems weird.
I want to hear this, but Easy had a great tweet where he said the minute the Fed acknowledges recession, it's already behind us. And I think I agree with that. But let's watch this video for sure.
Yep.
A recession would be a big catalyst for Bitcoin. And certainly the way the market seems to be commenting on it,
well, unless
doesn't reflect that.
Well, unless if people have less money, they have less money to buy Bitcoin, right? Or if there's the wealth effect of people having less money in the market, in stocks. They have less money to buy Bitcoin.
Sure, and that's part of it on a short-term basis. But ultimately, why I make that comment is Bitcoin is long liquidity in the system, right? It's catalyzed by more fiscal spending and debt and deficit accumulation. That happens in a recession. It's catalyzed by lower interest rates and monetary stimulus. That tends to happen in a recession. And it's catalyzed to some extent over just fears of general social disorder, right? And that too, unfortunately, is something that can come up in a recession. So,
yep. So that's basically the extent of it there. And like, I mean, it's all good points that he's making. Like, I know people point at Bitcoin as being a risk on asset and affected negatively by the recession, but something like this at this stage of adoption is setting up for what potentially could decouple them. Pio, I see you. I see you, Pio.
Dude, like, don't listen to me. Listen to fucking that guy. Listen to the guy from fucking BlackRock. I mean, at some point, you just have to like accept it. The dinners at 5 people on Twitter are just insane to me. Just absolutely insane. When you have the BlackRock guy telling you that dinner's gonna fucking not be at 5. You know what I mean? So it's like, or I mean, he's technically saying dinner's at 5. You know. Anyway, regardless, it's some pretty fascinating shit to see that. Thank you for playing that clip. I did not see that clip. That's awesome. I still like what Easy said. Dude, I just think we're in the Bitcoin cycle. Like maybe there's another big ass pullback, but Tom Lee pointed out and Arthur Hayes pointed out, dude, we ran to 108 and then there was a 30% pullback. Big fucking deal. That's super normal for a bull market for Bitcoin. That's there's nothing abnormal has happened at all. Like
no, pulled back more in 2021. The last recession we had was Q1, Q2, 2022.
Yep.
And Bitcoin did pull back then. But I think there was bigger factors at play too. We also didn't have an ETF or anything like that.
An administration that was running Operation Choke Point 2.0 against
exactly. Yeah.
And Gary,
what are you doing right here? What are you drawing a little drawdown? 56%.
Yeah, 56% from the peak.
That's a real bull market pullback. That'll shake you out.
That's crazy. The reason that we didn't even feel that as much is because the altcoin market and NFT market was going ape shit that whole time.
You're also poor. So like when you're poor and you draw down 56%, you're like, I literally remember trading NFTs and the price of Ethereum was dropping so much, but the NFTs were pumping so much that you had to do like math to know whether you were like up or down in USD. I know you hate going back to fiat, but like, you know what I'm saying, right? It was like, okay, I bought this for 2 ETH. Now it's worth 4 ETH, but ETH's down 46%. You know, did I make any money on this? Am I flat? Right. It was wild.
ETH has punished people for that math, unfortunately, because
this cycle for sure, buddy.
That's been tough. I'll be curious to see how the ordinals stuff now that like when like Taproot Wizard's coming out, I'm like, okay, cool. There's like a true blue chip that actually, you know, has kind of sort of deep relevance in my opinion compared to some of the stuff that's already been out there. No disrespect to the other stuff, but I just am really excited to see how the market responds to the Taproot Wizards. I guess, I mean, but they had the Quantum Cats, so that's still their camp. So we've seen it, we've gotten a taste of it for sure. But anyway, Easy, what are you thinking about right now?
March Madness day 1.
Woo! How far you got my team? Tennessee going? Not far.
I don't hate Tennessee. I think my big thing is like I love finding this Cinderella story early. That's like the big thing. Like we've obviously had
that goes all the way.
So I think it's going to be McNeese State.
McNeese State.
Yeah, it has to be McNeese State. That dude, Dude, their manager's got like 6 NIL deals right now. He just walks out with a boombox and just fucking crushes it. I'm like, they played today, 2:30. I have McNeese State plus 8.5. They're playing today against Clemson. So they're a pretty big underdog. Clemson's got a good team. We'll see. I got Florida winning it all. That's who I think has it. Their team is deep as far as like the bench goes. This is like March Madness is like what people get excited about the Super Bowl for themselves for. I just love basketball, and we have 2 full days of baskall.
My buddies love it. No, they think it's better than the Super Bowl, and they're huge. They're huge NFL guys. There's just like so many stories, so many games.
Yeah, it's just way better.
How far you got Maryland?
I gotta check. I know. I mean,
this is probably super fun for everyone listening. Me just asking Easy how far he has random teams going in his specific bracket.
Yeah, I'd have to double check. I don't have any major conscience of like, Maryland's gonna make a run or even Tennessee.
Easy. Apparently on DraftKings they have a pool, and you can put a bracket into the pool, and if you're like in the top, like if you make it, you just have to beat like 60% of other brackets, and then you're at least doubling your money, and first place gets like $1 million or something like that. So we're checking out. Can you bet down in Florida?
No, the casinos are all owned by
some Indian tribe.
Yeah, the reservation. So we have Hard Rock
Native
Bet.
American, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. So we have Hard Rock Bet. I use Block Bet though because I like crypto.
Okay, cool. You got access. You got liquidity.
Yeah. I placed my bets already, so I'm in for 4 games today. 1 under, 1 small parlay, and then a spread and a money line.
Yeah, you're looking good over there. Camera's looking good. I love the new camera angle.
I mean, honestly, let's just get to like what the people really want here. I know we're talking about all this trash. We got Tio Chats. Pio, how do you like your coffee? Seems delicious AF the way you drink it.
So I got El Salvadorian beans that I buy from Amazon to support El Salvador. The official government of El Salvador dropped coffee beans that had like a Bitcoin themed coffee bag, and they sold out like immediately because all the Bitcoiners bought them, but they were also expensive as hell. I see Chris Coffee in the
Chris Coffee in the chat.
Well, there you go. But anyway,
dude, so El Salvadorians are so corny for that, dude. Those guys are some cornballs. That guy, what's his name? Nayib Bukele. He walks around like,
watch your mouth.
Me gusta el Bitcoin. Oh, yeah, bring
oh my God, the physiognomy on that. Physiognomy on that.
Clemente, let me get that impression again.
Nayib, he's just
his next
Bitcoin. Oh, bring your prisoners over. We pay us $2 million. We'll take your prisoners.
Oh no, you're making fun of the emperor?
Yeah, I am.
Yes, Kicks. But anyway, I got that the El Salvadoran beans. I do it with the French press with the perfect temperature water from the electric kettle, and then I put the raw milk in it so that I can get that raw milk allocation. It cools the coffee down too.
I'm surprised you're not like a big. I'm a big espresso guy more than coffee.
I love espresso. I got the induction stove here, so I have to get a new mocha or a plate for my mocha to be able to properly do it. I
can't get the like creamy top, like the frothy top.
That only happens with the machine. You can't. That's not a real. That's fake. It's not a real thing. Someone else said to me, I was like, that's not real.
I'm a Keurig kind of guy.
I do my own cold brew in the fridge. Throw the grounds in there, chuck it in the fridge. Super easy.
Clemente,
I forgot you were a cold brew guy.
Plastic through a fucking water boiler. It's disgusting.
Ray, can we talk about the Trump speech today?
But real quick, Clemente just made fun of like a guy that I'd said could be on the path to be like the emperor of the Death Star one day. We just need to acknowledge that. But I'm not worried for Clemente because if you search Clemente Bodagos, the first thing that shows up is look, this guy's a fucking tactical Chilean SEAL. There's no one that can convince me otherwise. I don't remember when we had the fake vape cabal Bodagos drama and I drew up like the mafia tiers. And everyone's like, where did you find that picture of Clemente? I'm like, I literally searched Clemente Bodagos, and it was the first thing that showed up is him in this like Navy SEAL swimsuit, Black Ops, dude.
Oh yeah. Okay, we can talk about the.
Let's get in it.
Let's talk about it, Clemente. So Eleanor Terrett, formerly with Fox, heading up the crypto, just went to her own venture. Very plugged in, says she's told there's a big announcement regarding Trump's next steps for crypto policy coming with his talk today at the Blockwords Digital Asset Summit. I don't know what that could mean. This is another announcement of an announcement. This summit's been going on for a few days now. I'm not sure what time the speech is today. But like maybe there's some sort of catalyst here. Clemente, what are your thoughts on this? Is it just like another kind of non-issue or?
Well, I'm very curious to see. I would imagine it's just a regular propaganda, or not propaganda, like a regular presidential speech. Like I think he's going to treat it like a rally almost. Like we saw the Bitcoin conference speech last year. I don't think there's anything he could announce that's going to be bullish for price. Like every time Trump says he's going to have an announcement, they say he's going to announce, like the rumors start swirling around, like, oh, he's going to announce zero capital gains for crypto. The only other thing I saw was like Trump.
I want to check back if they do that.
Me too. I do too. 1,000% I bet Nick O'Neill would want one too. I can tell you.
And
that.
people always say, "Oh, like why can't you just be happy for the next people?" Sorry, I'm not.
Not in this situation. Not when you're just getting taxed to fucking high hell. But real quick, AAA NFT, longtime listener, good guy, said, I think no capital gain announcement. My response to that is, if an announcement that enormous was coming, it would have leaked already, and you'd see it reflected in the price of the asset.
Like Bitcoin going from 81 to 85K or something like that.
You think that's enough for a capital gains announcement, Kicks? Okay, fine. Maybe I'm an asshole and I'm wrong. I could be wrong about that in theory, but 81, 86K is not enough, in my opinion, for the capital gains announcement. I would think it would just send all the way to a hundo, because that's like a humongous, monumental announcement.
Can he do that? Like can he? But the thing is, when he announces that stuff, it can't just can't just pass. I don't know how legislative.
He's already gearing up to run for 2028, and you're telling him he can't do things.
No, JD Vance is going to come through in 2028 and just bitch slap all the other candidates. But anyway,
the other Trump thing, Ray, I don't know if you saw this, but Cointelegraph reported that Trump media execs are launching a SPAC. They're trying to raise $179 million to acquire high potential businesses in the cryptocurrency.
Oh, that's us.
Yeah,
that's us. That's us. Who else?
Kicks is gonna pitch Trump, and he's just gonna flatter him, and Trump's gonna be like, "I like that guy." He's like, he's got a good company.
Just wait till I get Trump on nose strips, dude. Imagine that dude breathing at full capacity, unstoppable, unstoppable. Okay, so first of all, capital gains doesn't matter, PO, because we never sell our Bitcoin, right? So that's not that big of an announcement.
Yeah, but I sell the other stuff.
But let's hypothesize here, guys. What could it be? It could be a U.S. regulatory framework, bringing much more things on chain. Like,
it could be that they announced like a plan for actually purchasing Bitcoin or options for actually purchasing Bitcoin.
I'm so over that. I think the media. I think that's not going to move it. It has to be something different, right, Ray?
But could they do they could do incentives to mine Bitcoin for the United States, tax break to mine?
He's not gonna announce any, dude. This guy's gonna go up there, riff for 25 minutes, and just do a little stand. The Americans love Bitcoin. He'll rile up the crowd a little bit.
Crypto.
Dance. He'll do he loves crypto. We're gonna get rid of the debt crisis with Bitcoin. What he's not going to announce anything.
Okay, so he did a big thing many people don't know in 2016 to 2020 for low-income areas in America, primarily a lot of African American communities. He developed HUD zones, right? In HUD zones, basically what he did was he was like, okay, we want to bring money to these African American communities or Black communities or undeveloped communities. We're not just going to give them free housing or this bullshit. What we're going to do is we're going to let private enterprises give loans to people in here to start their own businesses. And the loans were tax-free, super highly incentivized, maybe backed, whatever, right? What if he created crypto opportunity zones?
So what would that look like?
I don't know. You can just do whatever you want in the zone in crypto.
What the fuck does that mean?
It's sounds good. Crypto economic zones, Miami, Florida.
CEC. What are we doing? What can we do over here?
You can do anything.
What does that mean?
You can sell Bitcoin without taxes, but you have to be in Miami to do it.
Okay.
You can start a mining company and not have to pay taxes in Miami.
Okay.
That's all I got.
That's all you got. Okay.
Pia, what are your thoughts? What do you expect to happen here? I'm curious.
My thoughts are I just got to get this. I got to get this
MicroStrategy option.
This Robinhood option rolled so that I don't get assigned real quick. Just give me 2 seconds.
Yep.
Anything like the Purge movie, but like crypto.
All right. So I just rolled that bad boy. Okay. Very nice. We're back. We're good. No.
What'd you roll? Was it a MicroStrategy? Was it a Robinhood or was it a Tesla?
Robinhood, I said. But wait, fucking limit orders. Okay. Cool. We did roll it. We did roll
he was
it.
just losing money live on air.
I'm not losing money.
He's just like, give me a second.
I made money rolling it. So you know what what I'm doing is basically if I'm going to get assigned, that's fine because this is the wheel strategy I'm implementing. I'm totally fine getting assigned. But if you're going to assign me, I'm not going down without a fight, and I'm going to roll on the way down, and I'm going to get a little bit more premium. So I just got like another $136. So just had to do that. And then if I get assigned, I'm going to turn around and sell a call option at the money and collect like $200. Anyway, so what were we talking about? Sorry, I did have to get that across the line because the market.
It's all good. We rolled the wheel down the covered call that was cash secured. We're all set now. My question was for the digital asset summit Trump speech today. Like, what do you think he's gonna say?
I think probably nothing. I think all this stuff takes a long time. I think that everything, like when I just see the way people are tweeting in different sectors, the crypto sector, my MicroStrategy sector, the Bitcoin sector, it's just pretty funny. The people that are all concerned about day-to-day shit, I just think that they're all traders that are trying to like make like a negligible amount of money in a short period of time. I think all this stuff takes time. I think that the worst of the tariff-related mayhem in the market is behind us because the market desensitizes itself to it. I think that dovish language from Jerome Powell at the FOMC is exactly what everybody expected. When you look at the poly market bets, everyone's pricing in 3 rate cuts for the year. And also we're in a rate cut cycle. We're not in a rate hike cycle. And I think that like Easy pointed out, the Fed just even saying the word recession was a big thing. Because if you remember in 2022, like Kix brought up earlier, in 2022, they removed the definition of recession. That was so funny. So we were in a technical recession for 2022, and they just removed that definition and wouldn't acknowledge it.
AI doesn't even acknowledge it. I asked it when it was the last recession.
Yeah, woke AI is not going to acknowledge that for sure. And so I'm just like, I'm fine with everything that's happening. I think that we have to give it a little bit more time, and Bitcoin's going to do Bitcoin things. And
longer term horizons, right? Parisa. I almost called you Parizo.
It's like
Parizo's a pretty cool name. That's a good character for me. I'm also kind of tired this morning. Clemente, I slept like a rock. I don't know if you slept like a rock too. I was mentally exhausted after that production that we knocked out last night. Same to you, or?
No, I had nightmares last night, actually.
Did you really?
Yeah.
From the horror bit?
I don't know if it was that or just I like woke up stressed.
Well, I had crazy dreams last night too, Clemente. Also, okay, I read a couple of days ago, and you got to take some of this with a grain of salt. I did call the bottom with the full moon, okay? But anyways, this guy posted on Twitter, and he's like, me and my fiance have felt really tired. He posted this on Monday. We felt really tired for the past few days, right? And someone else was like, no way, me too. And me and my wife have frankly felt a little bit of tired these past couple of days. And this guy said, we're in a strong, like a planet retrograde right now. And he said, for the next couple of weeks, you don't want to do too much. You want to be creative and just kind of get the creative juices flowing and be ready to unlock full energy when full energy comes in a couple of weeks. So we're probably 2 weeks away from full energy. I think that could be good for crypto as well, right? Where let's all get in our creative modes, right? And then full energy comes out in a couple of weeks. I believe that kind of stuff.
Let's go. I dreamt that I was doing stand-up comedy and one of the other comics derailed my performance and I left. So I guess that's a nightmare of sorts in itself. But anyway, yeah, so those are my thoughts on the market. Yeah, I think that that's what I'm thinking. I'm curious when like we go full degen mode and like meme coins and altcoins are back. When you think about it, that stuff kind of came to a head after the election, going into Trump becoming the president. So that was like a really big moment. So we need the next version of that is, I think, meme coins and NFTs and other crypto stuff runs hard once we're like back above 108K and Bitcoin's in price discovery and Bitcoin's going to like 150, something like that.
Yeah. And I think the market is reacting less negatively to chaotic Trump news. In the first 2 months, it reacted very negatively. And now it's just learning that's kind of like how the game is played. Right.
Yep.
So I actually started looking at some like alt opportunities and stuff like that, right? Because I'm thinking potentially there could be more pain again. Easy said, like, instead of sell in May and go away, buy in May, right? May be the big opportunity. But also, I think some of these things have pulled back so much and compressed so much. Like, for example, Radium. I longed some Radium. Just because you look at Radium and it fully retraced it, like the whole run up it had last year, completely fully retraced. It's at a $500 million market cap. Yes, I understand there's competition with Pump.Fund maybe doing their own thing. You got Jupe, you got Meteora. Maybe this is a terrible long here, but I was also thinking, like, if we're getting a pro crypto kind of cycle, right, in the United States and maybe in broader areas, you got to think DeFi is going to play a big part in that, right? Solana has been a dominant chain for this cycle, right? Like, would Radium is Radium a good bottom out price here? I'd love to hear from the rest of the panel on what you think about my Radium buy here.
They're creating a Launch Labs, which is their competitor to Pump Fund. So
I knew it.
Yeah, they announced that a couple days ago. I have some hesitation on it. It's going to be tough for them to get market share.
Network effects, right? Easy.
More or less, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, the liquidity pools that Pump Fund still migrates to are still to Radium, which is good. They haven't switched that over, so they're still getting fees, which they buy back fees with the Radium thing. To be honest, though, like, Ansem actually just posted something 3 minutes ago. It was like, you can only hold one for the next decade. Robinhood, Coinbase, Solana, or Hyperliquid. And I gave my answer on it. Yeah, I said Robinhood.
I'd say Robinhood. 100%.
It's hands
okay, let's
down
go
the
buy
best
Robinhood
option.
right now.
Yeah, so I think I'm
what
going
chain
to
is that on
buy...
again?
Relax.
So the reason, though, like, my thought on it, they have crypto market exposure, which was their highest grossing vertical December and January. TradFi market exposure. They also open up options for basically anybody with a pulse, which, like, pros and cons. But their partnership with Kalshi on the prediction markets now is where I'm like, okay, now they just tapped into gambling markets because they did it for the Super Bowl.
Prediction.
So let me explain a little more. Let me explain a little bit more. They had the Super Bowl pick where you could pick one of two teams. So yes, that's called a prediction market.
Yeah,
that's just straight up like a sports book, but above board now. They have a March Madness bracket for a prediction market. That's just above board gambling. So they hit all three of these verticals where I'm like, this actually just makes the most sense for this. Like, why would I not want to buy Robinhood if they're hitting crypto markets, TradFi markets, and now prediction gambling markets?
Don't say that second word.
Dude, I can't with the prediction markets.
You can't.
So I get it. Like, I mean, my argument though, like, I'm not a big predictions market guy myself. I do like it for looking at things like rate cuts, looking at things like, well, like the information and data is good. I would rather just go onto a sports book though and hammer fucking bets.
No, it's genius. I'm a prediction markets guy. I think but the branding on it is so genius because they position it as a net good for society. And they're like, no, you're not gambling. No, you're not gambling. You're doing a good for society. You're predicting, folks. You're predicting.
But kind of right.
Yeah.
In the sense that it is kind of the future of news where it like something runs to 95% on the prediction market before the news breaks. And you're like, okay, so it's true.
Almost like what happened with the election, Pia. One could say that Polymarket was a better source of truth than if you turned on the TV.
Well, it just flat out was. So that's the good side. But then I also hear Clemente out when it's just like, bro, like you're talking about sports parlays, like, you know, chill.
Yeah.
So there's both sides. There's both sides.
Yes,
my favorite
100%.
With Vlad saying, like, as a former mathematician and physicist, I'm motivated for the search for objective truth. Nigel Eckley's, he was one of the original founders of FanDuel, I think.
Yes, he was.
As a former mathematician and physicist, I'd like you to place $1,000 5-leg parlay.
But I mean, there's some great books to read on this. One is The Man Who Solved the Market, which goes over Jim Simons and the Medallion Fund, who literally algorithmically solved the market, right? Another great book is to read is The Gambler by Billy Walters, one of the most prolific, profitable gamblers of all time. And there's more similarities between the two than you would think. And if you go to the stock market, people can gamble on the stock market all the time. They can do 0-day expiration call and put options.
Robinhood would literally give a dead body the ability to do that, by the way. Like, dude, so the reason I say that is because for like historically, you have to pass a couple like qualifications to get options approval.
No, you clicked boxes.
On Robinhood.
No, even on E-Trade.
On Schwab.
Scroll back pre-COVID. There were some other things in place that limited who could trade options.
Okay.
It was not as easy as clicking yes, I understand the risks. Yes, I have a pulse, and then getting approved. Now that's what it is. It's like easier than ever to be able to take 0-day to expire options, which is also literally just gambling.
Yes.
Easy. In 2016, I had a $7,500 net worth. I put $5,000 into a GoPro call options long in 2017 instead of buying a single Bitcoin. Those are my two decisions that I chose between.
Dude, go look at the Robinhood chart, by the way. Like,
it's phenomenal.
I want to buy a fuck ton of this. I'm talking like an unhealthy amount of Robinhood.
What am I, chopped liver? I've been talking about this. And
do you still own your stock, your Robinhood stock?
No, I sold all the
really buying it right now.
I get a little bit of a distaste towards it because you just yell at me about Bitcoin a lot. So I'm like, Robinhood, But now I want to buy it. Now I want to buy it.
Yep, there's people that are like really long Robinhood. So I sold like the bottom there because when I finished, all my stock was worth $9,000. It would now be worth, I don't know, like 60 grand. But like, it doesn't really matter because
this is my favorite part, by the way. Robinhood used to give 18-year-olds 200 to 500K loans. So it wasn't loans, but they would give you leverage, like an unhealthy amount of leverage. And they were like, dude, they just had no guidelines, no guardrails. They were just like, go fucking gamble it, chief.
Go gamble it, chief.
That should have been their motto. Like, take Nike's Just Do It and just change it to Just Gamble It. Like that, dude. The Wall Street Bets COVID days were some of my favorite market days because before that, like I have an extensive Wall Street Bets history. Like I was an active poster on it, trading options, like just sharing theses. I have one of like the original most viral posts for commodities on a corn trade that I made about going long corn because of weather-related issues in the Midwest. And it hit perfectly. Like 40 of the 50 top comments are all calling me retarded. And they're like, you're actually so fucking dumb that this might just work. And it worked. It planned out like beautifully.
Now, was that gambling or predicting the future?
Exactly.
So the thesis was completely wrong. Like I'm talking, I had this multi-point thesis horribly wrong. But the data was right about where the inflow was coming from. So it panned out. Like basically the thesis was like the storm hits, corn futures go up in price, this, that, and the third. And everyone's like, wouldn't that make prices drop? And everyone's like, fuck it, fuck reason, we're all backing it. And they all just aped it too. So like there's this huge thing. The headline was like, buy ticker corn, trust the Mayans, was what the headline was. And it ended up going like it was top 3 or 4 on it. Yeah, you're the corn guy. So you can see it on there.
Corn guy?
I was the corn guy because for 2 weeks after, there was a bunch of commodities on there. I can find the post. Give me like 3 seconds.
You moved the market of corn futures? Is that what I'm hearing right now?
So theoretically, there was some arguments to be made that was one of the record days of the year for corn option trades because Wall Street Bets picked it up pretty heavily.
Because you mess with the commodities.
Mildly.
There was some old boomer at like a Bloomberg terminal just furious because he's getting blown out by Easy and he has no clue what's happening.
What's that movie? Trading Places with the 2 old guys with
Freaky Friday.
No, Trading Places. It's where the 2 guys get pulled off the street to like start making trades. They get or like I forget.
Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd.
Yep, exactly.
The Pursuit of Happiness.
No.
Easy. Is this just a perfect like multi-year cup and handle? Is that what we're looking at here?
It's one of the best charts now that dude, I don't know why it took this long for it to click to me, but I'm just like, no, they have everything. They literally have everything.
Robinhood,
like, this is it.
Robinhood. Let's go. Told you. Trading options on it right now.
And you're happy to receive those shares, right?
Yeah.
You're talking about different strategies.
To be clear, I don't think it outperforms Bitcoin. So all this other stuff that's not Bitcoin, I just like to generate cash with. Just bring on the cash.
Actively trading it, yeah.
I'm actively trading like many other people do active trading stuff. I'm doing what people do. I'm doing what they do, and I'm using margin to do it. So I'm leveraging the money that Robinhood says, "Hey, go gamble with this, chief."
Clemente was surprised there. He gave a big smile.
How much?
How much dab and lick?
No, it was I was mixing around my coffee.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're doing something weird.
So basically, think about it like I'm selling like a Robinhood $41.50 put, right? That's $4,150. So I can make a bunch of money off of that. Dude, I've been honestly low key raking in money with options. It's pretty sick just being the house. And I learned a lot from some of those conversations I had with people on options. I was thinking small and now I'm thinking big. And
I found my corn post 5 years ago.
Oh,
so I had everything on this thing. We had open options volume, charts for it, all the Greeks. We broke it all down, what the chart looked like. This was like a full breakdown of where it was moving with edits and updates for expiries. Like, dude, I went sicko mode on this. I looked into this, laughed out loud. I read this, logged onto Robinhood. Corn contracts are now a third of my portfolio. Like, this led to people just aping the ever-living shit into corn. It was all over Wall Street bets for like commodities for a while.
Ticker corn is the corn fund.
It's the corn commodities ETF. Yeah.
It's up 40% over the past 5 years.
Yeah, but that's also it's all like farming commodities in general. Eggs, wheat, basically that whole market.
What is this?
Well, okay, we get it, Kicks. We get it.
I bought this book in 2017, read the whole thing, lost 75% of my net worth on options trading.
But you were buying options, Kicks.
Yeah.
I've never bought an option.
Yeah, I was really big. I thought GoPro drones were going to just do big things, and they canceled the whole program on me. Violently depressed for about 2 weeks.
I sell options, Kicks.
No, it's smarter for sure. It's less upside though. You know, if you buy the option and it goes up and you get rich.
That's how it works.
Yeah, it's like the lottery. Do you want to be the house or do you want to be the ticket buyer, essentially?
Yeah, you want to be the slow money or you want to be the fast money? You know.
I'm fine being slow money, baby. The reason being is what people don't realize is, so this, for example, this Robinhood option, I won't talk about this for a while, but it's Robinhood options for April 4th. So it's like, 2 weeks out. The way I was operating at first is I was just doing weeklies, like just end of the week expiration. But the options trader was like, but that's actually not as good as going further out. And I was like, no, but I want to like have it expire. He's like, your human brain wants to like complete the task and have it go the week and like have it expire and then do it again. But it's actually better to just have it be for 3-4 weeks out and just roll it. So, for example, I was about to get assigned these shares. So I said, all right, bitch, let me roll it down. So I roll it. Same expiration date, not rolling it out, same day. I just roll the price down. There's new premiums because time's on my side as a seller. And I just collected another $140 and the shares don't get assigned.
Time decay. And what is the mathematical term for time decay?
Theta.
It's called beta?
Theta.
Dude, I'm telling you, I think you would like some time decay plays on Polymarket. So
I don't, because Polymarket's all or nothing. That's why I don't like it. It's a true gamble. That's the only reason I don't like it.
Wait, so are options? They're all or nothing.
Yeah. No, it's not. Like, I just get the shares. I don't lose the money, and I'm fine with the shares. The shares still have value. The Robinhood.
You bought the shares at a loss, so you did lose the money.
I know, but like, I'm fine holding the shares, and then I'll turn around. Well, not necessarily at a loss. It's only at a loss if they keep going down.
Thank you. Theta. It's theta. Time decay is theta. Thank you, W. I thought you said beta.
I said theta like
Theta.
4
Okay,
times.
sorry. Okay, theta. You're right. Great. Anyways, I cooked on this theta trade here. So new Pope in 2025. For those that didn't know, in January or February, the Pope had pneumonia, went in the hospital for a few days. This was at 80%. Fun little thing I did, share a little alpha. I asked Gemini Deep Research to give me the probability that the Pope would step down in 2025. It did its deep research and it said the chances of the Pope stepping down is like 30 to 45%. And this was at 80%. And so I said, I'm just going to take the no here and play the time decay play. And so I bought 80 cents and I can, I bought the no at 80 cents. I bought the no at 20 cents and now the no is worth 55 cents. So I made 2.5. And my whole play is just that we're in February. If nothing happens, if the Pope doesn't leave, every day the Pope doesn't leave, I'm getting theta back. I got about 2.5x times the theta right here, dude. On this,
you roll that over to 2026 if he's still alive. You get called on it. Just roll the options. Keep getting that theta.
So real quick, just to be clear, I was talking about selling options on a stock that this panel is unequivocally bullish on. Easy's like ready to ape into this thing and rolling them down in case I'm going to get assigned to continue to collect premium all the way. And Kix's response was, let's gamble on whether there's going to be a new Pope this year.
The same thing. That's the thing you don't get. It's the same exact fucking thing. Also, if you were bullish on Robinhood, you would just buy Robinhood stock. You wouldn't be playing this little option.
No, he's doing the wheel though, Kicks, because what he's doing is he's basically taking the option to buy Robinhood at a discount to what it is, and either
if it goes down,
either makes $200 or he buys 20 grand worth of Robinhood with margin.
So if it keeps going up over the next 6 months, he's going to make $1,000 in or $3,000 and own no Robinhood stock.
Because I own Bitcoin. Real quick, I saw Easy shaking his head, who's also got something to say about it. Go ahead, Easy. Let's go. Let me hear it.
No, I mean, I don't think Kix is wrong. Like, depending on how bullish you are on something, it's worth just buying the underlying stock. But once you hit 100, I think the best strategy is to sell covered options because it generates revenue on top of it. So you're putting the money to work. And if you get assigned, you can just repurchase, or theoretically, it is a taxable event if they get assigned or you have to sell on a covered call. You still make profit on it. So, like, there is some marginal cost, et cetera, but the premiums that you trade off of and make money off of should outpace any sort of covering option. So it's like I'm shaking my head in general just because I can't believe it just took me this long for it to click for Robinhood.
So
like this shit should be so much higher.
They've been buttering my biscuit trying to offer me margin. Should I just take the
no, Clemente, not you.
Vlad's been buttering my biscuit.
No, ready, dude.
I love that unanimously all four of us just said no. So margin is like leverage. It's like going on a perps platform and opening up a 50x. The issue is with perps platforms, they just take your collateral. With Robinhood margin, your account can go negative and they can send a collections officer to your house.
There's people that
more risk.
There's people that like get a toothache or like have to get their wisdom teeth removed. And you're like, dude, it's fine for you to take some hydrocodone for a week, right? And then you're going to have a friend that's like, dude, you should just endure the pain. Because if you start taking hydrocodone, you're going to be a pill addict. Clemente, that's you with margin.
Got it.
That seriously, no margin, Clemente. Come on.
Can somebody clip us unanimously saying no? Because I want that video clip so that anytime Clemente asks something or like does something on the timeline, I can just post us all going, no. That
was a good clip.
Why is my nose always fucked, bro? Understand what nose strips really do for you, okay?
Kicks, I've been seeing advertisements for the little like magnetic. You like put little magnets on your nose, and then there's this thing you put on top, and it just like
it's better for the bridge of your nose. It doesn't put the pressure on the bridge. I'm telling you, nose strips are massive. I was early. I'm always early. Like, just respect game.
Real quick,
dude, my buddy just had his deviated septum fixed. So
game changer.
Kicks. He says it's like night and day now.
Night and day.
I've never been able to breathe so well.
Yeah, you see how bad mine is on this one?
I don't know.
Yeah, dude, college was crazy.
Damn.
I broke my nose in football.
Okay, well, real quick, one of the big UFC
and a fuck ton of cocaine. No, seriously, I had this when I was like 14. So that's like the funny story with my when my wife and I first started dating. This guy was at this party and he told one wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, that I was a huge coke addict because of my nose. And I was like, I had to explain to this guy. I'm like, dude, I've had this since I was like 12. So you're either saying that I've been a cocaine addict from age 12, or maybe I just have this. Okay.
He was trying to get with your girl. So anyway, yeah. One of the UFC fighters ended up, getting the surgery. He said it was like a really good thing. He said it was a big deal. Yeah.
But people, they can fuck it up.
Yep.
Like I have a caved in chest, right? They can fix that too. You go to this guy in Germany, they shove a bar through your fucking side of your body and it's bent, and then they flip it and it cracks your sternum. It breaks your entire rib cage. And then it heals back.
What are you talking about?
And you have a 1% chance of death. 99% chance you survive. I'm like, I'm not doing that, dude. I could put popcorn in my chest, right? Chicks actually kind of fucking dig it. You just got to be confident about yourself.
I've got a little indent too here that's going on. You wouldn't.
Chestus
Where the fuck did that come from?
Pectus vectum, excavactum. Look it up. Pectus excavactum.
I don't know what you're talking about. So anyway, real quick, I think Bitcoin pulls back on the back of this meeting thing today. I think it goes down. And so, because I'm buying Bitcoin and I'm going to wait until after this thing. So I'm going to wait.
I may open up shorts coming into it. Like
Ray, when you short, you're playing with free money, right? You're not putting money in.
Harry Potter.
No, I'm using leverage. I'm using leverage to short.
So you get like 10x the money.
I don't know what you're talking about.
10x leverage, I get 10x the money, right?
It's not that simple.
Yeah. But then you just here's how you look at it. So if you leverage 10x, you're going to get 10x your return, but you'll get liquidated on a 10% move.
Got it.
If you're 100x, you'll make 100x your money, but you'll get liquidated on a 1% move.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
That's like poly market odds for trading, but Ray's actually good at it. Again, not something for Clemente to do.
Keezy said, bro, Bitcoin going to the 40s.
Damn. Oh, there's the guy that owns a strip club.
Fuck yeah, that's cool, dude.
It's a strip club with his family in the picture, right?
Yeah.
That's fine, man. That's probably how he's providing a good life for him.
In Orlando, I think. Keezy, have you seen the movie Anora? That seems like a movie he would maybe have some expertise in. Pretty good.
He should watch the movie Anora if he owns a strip club.
We lost easy. But
worst case, Bitcoin goes to 60K, right?
Yeah, I think 60K is the bottom. But I wanted to talk
get there
briefly. Maybe Kix has some input here, but I just wanted to bring this up because it's something that I'm not seeing talked about as much. But BNB as a chain is just going absolutely bananas right now in terms of memes. We talked about on the show the other day that PancakeSwap was leading all dexes across all chains now.
Should have long that at Radium, huh? Fuck.
Yeah, almost every. So I'm gonna get there. I'll get to that play. Almost every meme coin by like top volume is up like huge multiples on BNB. And I was just an easy talk about it this morning on his show. And I think I agree that we're like late to this BNB meme run, but I was sort of interested in looking at 4, which is their meme coin launch program or platform, 4.meme, which has a token form, just entered the top 100 on coin market cap, FDV of 1 billion, market cap of 670 million. So 70% of the supply is out already. This is like an old token that was rebranded. It just hit all-time highs, but this could be one that I would watch for on a pullback. Like, I feel like all of these BNB seasons are kind of like short, isolated events. And we're going to see a pullback, and this could be one that would be interesting to kind of like take as a like aggregate play on the next run up potentially, because it doesn't seem like they're stopping with kind of their focus on meme coins. So just wanted to highlight one play I was looking at this morning with this form. I haven't made it yet, but I'm probably going to buy some later today.
Interesting. I don't hate it. I do think I said this a while back, but I do think that if the majors can try to form a bottom here, maybe even slightly move up. I think there's a lot of alts that pulled back so hard and now have compressed for a couple of weeks that we could see like violent upsides on certain alts. So I heard about this Mubarak play.
Yeah.
See, this looks completely manufactured to me.
Well, that's how they all look. It happens for like a week or two. You have these completely manufactured charts that go wild, and then it kind of cools off, and then it happens again, and some of the old winners come back. Like, remember CZ when he was talking about his dog? He was like going to announce the name of his dog, and 1 million broccoli tokens launched. Well, so like now they're all pumping again, 50, 60% in the 40 million market cap range. So like these things pump it, but they don't like completely die.
You got to zig when they zag, right? I feel like the better move here is instead of going to BNB, you go to Tron, because at some point Justin Sun's going to be like, all right, I got to one up CZ, and I'm going to start turning on the printer again and start bidding all the memes on Tron.
Well, Asian on Asian warfare, highly competitive.
And I'm not buying the BNB memes. I'm buying the platform
that they're underlying.
Yeah.
You're buying the underlying. Yeah. I kind of like that.
Because I think with the memes, you're seeing like Kick said, that manufactured price action, volume, etc. But if they end up getting a hold at some point, I feel like the underlying platform is going to be what could potentially benefit.
Got it.
Wanted to highlight that. One more thing before we wrap. If you haven't been paying attention, we've been talking about DeFi Dungeons. Love working with them. Their TGE is live Alpha Vault, Meteor Alpha Vault style launch. There is $12 million raised out of the $3 million cap. So essentially how this works, if you want to participate, is you deposit into their Meteora vault. Whatever you deposit, you get that percentage of the token supply over the $12 million. So if you put in, say, just saying for example here, if you put in $1 million, you would get 1/12 of the token supply at launch. So that's how this works. Obviously a ton of interest here. There's going to be an NFT mint. We've been taking an inside look at their game. It looks very, very cool. More information will be released this week. Just want to highlight that this closes in about 3 hours. So if you want to join along, we'll be playing. Clemente and Easy are going to do a little challenge against each other. So if you want to play along, this is how to get into that initial gold token through a Meteora Alpha Vault.
Nice. You guys crushing it.
Real quick, Ray. So I'm getting the same amount as someone who put in, like if I put in $100 right now or $500 right now, I'm getting the same amount as someone who put in $500 when the vault was at sub 3 million.
Yes. You get pro rata based on the final vault. Yeah. So everyone's going to get the same percentage. There's no like early bird gets the worm here.
And so this is like a pseudo kind of like pre-sale, like you're buying the token that starts the game.
Yeah, but it's going to be a fast rollout. Like this is just the first step to get the token live before the mints. We're going to see things rolling out.
So you get tokens, then you could probably use those tokens to mint the NFTs to play the game.
Yeah, stuff like that.
But there could be an arbitrage opportunity just on the token.
Right. Yeah, this is the vault right now on Meteora. This is where you would deposit USDC on Solana is the way to deposit here. I threw in $2,500 last night. So
nice,
dude. Ray just throws his
egg roller.
Ray will just go hard, dude. I'll send him like a meme coin. I'll be like, yo, Ray, this is pretty interesting. I put in like 1 or 2 soul, maybe. Ray just puts 10 soul
size chat.
Yeah, but holding a bunch of Bitcoin's risky.
yeah. Crazy. He's like, whoa, slow down. I'm earning.
Literally, Ray's like, bro, I got a family, dude. You're trying to get me to hold an assload of Bitcoin and have it go up forever. That's crazy. Let me throw $3,000 at something else.
Have you thought about quantum computing? Have you thought about not being the money standard? Have you thought about a 51% attack? I mean, you got to worry about all these things. We got solid intel coming here about Laguna Beach model Kelly Laguni from Clemente, where he's like, yo, look at this chick, let's buy this meme coin. And I say,
yeah. Ray's like, chill. It's gone from $1 to 110,000. Is gonna stop. Chill. Just like, dude, if we can unlock Ray to just hold an assload of Bitcoin and never sell it, he just won't be able to be stopped because he'll be just hitting these dingers in meme coins left and right, and then the Bitcoin stack just fucking explodes. It'll be crazy shit. Anyway. Yeah.
Day 4 of requesting Bitcoin podcast with Ray's wife.
I
have Bitcoin too. I've been telling you, I hold Bitcoin. Like I hold Bitcoin. I put profits in the Bitcoin. I didn't need to do any movement to get the Quantum Cats or the Taproot Wizards funds secured.
Yeah, but that's so you're deploying that Bitcoin. I had to go and buy that Bitcoin right now. Like I'm buying that Bitcoin right now.
You got to work for it.
You got to work for it because the other stack of Bitcoin can't be touched, right? So can't be touched. Anyway, all right, cool. I'm gonna jump. Great show.
Yeah, real quick, Pio. By the way, I almost got hacked by North Korea on Monday, so keep your guard up.
What are you talking about?
I swear to God, dude.
No, it's true.
I literally almost got by North Korea. I was close.
I'm getting pings in Discords being like, yo, find Kicks. Get Kicks together. He might be hacked. You got to check on him right now. Bring him in here. Kicks is fucked. And I was like, holy shit, what's going on?
I was close.
He tagged the entire Bodago's Discord at everyone. I almost got hacked by North Koreans. I'm like,
I'm just letting people know, dude. I think they're getting aggressive. I think they got to work on like a new nuclear program or something. They're trying to get money hard. The quick TLDR of what happened, which was someone hit me up for a podcast, common scam vector. Hey, we want to invest. Hey, we want a podcast, right? Usually I have no mutuals with the person. I'm like, this is a clear scam. I'm not responding. This time I had 21 mutuals, right? So I'm like, okay, I'll hop on the phone. I'll like talk to these guys, right? So they sent me their Calendly, and I always have good at OPSEC. So I made sure the Calendly URL is legit. Once I made sure it was legit, I booked a call. They sent me a call to hop on like a Zoom call for like a pre-podcast interview. I triple checked the Zoom link. It was legit. I hop on the call with them. It's sus out of the gate, dude. None of these guys have cameras on. It's 2 Asian guys, 1 white guy. So they have a white guy patsy to kind of draw you in, make you feel good, right? They start talking vague stuff like I worked at MIT. I'm a VC now, AI, San Francisco, blah, 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 blah. They started asking me some vague questions. I pitched it for 10 minutes on why I think Web3 gaming isn't dead. So I basically pitched North Korea on why I think Web3 gaming isn't dead. Anyways, get to the end of the call. It's feeling a little weird. They're like, okay, next, let's hop into a Telegram chat. And we're going to ask you some follow-up questions, maybe get some data about your companies and do another pre-podcast interview. I'm like, okay, that's weird as hell. Like I've hopped on podcasts just straight out of the gate. You don't do 2 interviews before a podcast, right? But that's when like there was 3 or 4 red flags. So then I step back, do some research. I'm like, oh, these guys are complete scammers. They actually got a couple people for a lot of money recently. But how the scam works is they get you in the Telegram and then they're going to hit you with a malware link, right? So like either a fake Zoom chat, maybe send you a PDF to fill out information, and that's where the malware is. Anyways, just keep your guard up, people, okay? Even some people have been getting hacked because their buddy gets hacked and then their buddy tells them to hop on a call. So your guard's down, right? There's even been deep fakes where people are like deep faking, pretending to be your colleague with voice and AI. So just telling people out there, you got to be your guard super up. Also, if you're a crypto company or in the crypto space, you should have safe words with you and your friends and you and your colleagues, right? Or you ask them a story that only they would know.
I actually asked Kix for a safe word. We were chatting in Discord about him being hacked, and I was like kind of joking around because it seemed like Kix, but I was like, hey, what's our secret password?
If with Kix, I got some stories that he's told me that I won't repeat here that I feel like we could use as the story.
Exactly. So you just had to have something like that a North Korean wouldn't know.
So real quick, last thing. If people DM you on Twitter and they say that they're from like Forbes or something and they want to interview you, it's almost always a
100%. I get a bunch of those. The only thing that threw me off with this guy had 21 mutuals to me.
Yeah, that's the weird thing. The first time I ever got hit with that scam, there were a couple of mutuals, so they fooled somebody. They got me to log into something through Twitter, but my OPSEC is just such fire. Got the 2-factor authentication out the yin yang with the physical YubiKey. You're just not fucking with me ever. Different password for every platform. The password's like 26 random characters, no words. It's just like 6H $ uptick, exclamation point, lowercase v, capital K. It's like you're just never gonna get me. So they just probably were so deflated after they thought they got me, man. They probably were so deflated. They were like, we're just cooked.
Imagine now being like working for Forbes actually, and you're trying to interview people on crypto, and everyone's like, "Fuck you, scammer!"
Literally, like, oh yeah, well, how about you shove your magazine up your ass? And they're just like, oh my god. All right, I'm gonna jump.
That's gonna do it for today's show. Thank you all for listening on a wonderful Thursday. You can catch us on all major podcasting platforms: Spotify, Apple. Watch us back on YouTube. See the charts in real time. See what we're talking about. Thank you all. Have a wonderful day. We'll be back tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern time.